What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Brandon Owsley here to do another classic album review. Today marks the 40th anniversary of Stevie Wonder's legendary and often overlooked Fulfillingness First Finale. Yes, so my look back at 40 years of Fulfillingness First Finale, which came out on July 22nd, 1974 on Tamla Records, Motown. This album, I don't even know where to begin because I always find myself going back to this album several times when it comes to Stevie Wonder's discography. I mean, there are those who will talk relentlessly about Innervisions, Talking Book, Music of My Mind, and what many consider to be his magnum opus, Songs in the Key of Life, but they always skip around Fulfillingness First Finale. Fulfillingness First Finale is just a masterpiece, hands down. I mean, if Innervisions was just a tough act to follow, Fulfillingness First Finale easily surpassed all expectations. This album starts off optimistic and spiritual right out the gate. Smile Please is a song about just smiling even if you're not happy. Just being thankful for the things that you do have at this present moment, and just hoping to God that you will survive in this life. I mean, some of the lyrics that really get me is a smiling face you don't have to see because it's as joyful as a Christmas tree. Love within and you'll begin smiling. There are brighter days ahead. The next track is The next track is Heaven is 10 Zillion Light Years Away. Black gospel pop at its finest. Sarita Wright, Shirley Brewer, Paul Anka, the songwriter, Paul Anka. It's just, I mean, the layers of this song is so grand. It's unbelievable. This song is about, it has Stevie referencing, giving a lot of metaphoric, allusions to heaven and our reality today, and telling us that heaven is we're as close to heaven than we think we are, basically. In songs in this particular song, and I love this song because the way he layers his voice. It kind of has moments in the song where he's kind of like playing like the call and response, that's really synonymous with a lot of black music, black popular music, R&B. So he plays that call and response illusion very well on this song. Third song on this album is Too Shy to Say. Classic. I mean, every time this song comes on, I just am like, okay, God. I mean, just the acoustic bass that's played by legendary bassist, Motown legend, one of the Funk Brothers himself, James Jamerson, may he rest in peace. One of my top 3 bass players of all time, I'll give him that. Sneaky Pete, who plays the pedal steel guitar. Oh my God, it's just this is such an emotional song because it has Stevie just yearning and displaying his desire for his significant other, and telling her how much he loves her, and but he has insecurities, but he's still so emotional. Okay, so the next song on side 1 is Boogie on Reggae Woman. Classic. We should all know this song. Let's just say this is probably one of his raciest songs in terms of subject matter. I mean, this has some of his more sexually driven songs. I mean, lyrics. I like to see you boogie right across the floor. I like it. I like to do it to you till you holler for more. I like to reggae, but you dance too fast for me. I like to make love to you so you can make me scream. Like, just iconic song. There are some people who feel like this was a weak single to put out from this album, but I don't understand that, because I love this song. As playful as it is, as sexually driven as it is, it's compared to today's standards, this is tame. I mean, I don't even know if it was tame back then, but today this is tame compared to what's, you know, streaming on radio these days. And the last track for side 1, if you have the vinyl, it's the 5th track, Creepin'. Another classic, another one of my favorite. A lot of you all who I assuming that you are familiar with Luther Vandross's version that he put out on his 1985 album, The Night I Fell in Love. He did a rather remarkable cover of this song, but I think Stevie's is a tad bit better. It has that off-kilter rhythms to it. I mean, at the beginning, and then the drum, dun 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 dun. I mean, you have to listen to it to be familiar with it. It goes give you a insight into Stevie's obsession with women. I mean, that's the best way I can put this song. I can talk about this song. It's really his obsession on women and sex, sexual desire. It's a song about desire and obsession. Yeah, this is a very introspective, personal album. Side 2, Turn the Vinyl Around. You Haven't Done Nothing, which is very much a political, Stevie at his political best, because this has him giving his take on one of the most famous and one of the most, I'm trying to pick my words wisely, I should just say President Nixon, giving his view on the state of the world and the affairs, and of course Watergate, and you know what he has done for people in the black community. Is a very politically driven track. You know, it sounds like it could have been on Innervisions. You know, the more I listen to this song, it sounds like it could have been an Innervisions outtake. In fact, I've read in some books that this particular track was considered for Innervisions, but it was supposed to come right after Living for the City. It was supposed to go into this track, but I think they left it off. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the rumor. Of course, the Jackson 5 on background vocals. I mean, the Jacksons were giving those vocals. Segues into, okay, I said Creepin' was my favorite song. I think this is definitely my favorite song on the album. It Ain't No Use. Like, and this is a definite, this is one of Stevie's, to me, his most overlooked gems. Cause I'm a Stevie nut. It Ain't No Use. That's why you have got to have this album. You have got to have Fulfillingness First Finale, because it has a lot of his overlooked gems. It's definitely a song about regret. Well, not so much regret, but it's him throwing the towel in. Throwing the towel on this relationship. It's saying that it's over. It's no use to continue on in this relationship. It's got a hint of optimism in it, but on the other side, it's very scornful. I mean, he says, I'm reading some of the lyrics. There ain't no reason for us sitting down to try to talk our problem out, because we know the truth. It ain't no use. Each other we must do without. Then that segues into They Won't Go When I Go. Probably the most somber track on this particular album, and to me it's the centerpiece of this album, which to me this album does represent something of a spiritual renaissance for Stevie. Him looking back at his life and being thankful, being more grateful for what he has achieved. And I think this song really has him looking at the darker side of things. The lyrics are just so somber. It's very they're very dark. Um, you know, the bleeding hearts with sorrows to impart were right here from the start, and they won't go when I go. It's like a hymn almost. If you really read it, you know, it's like a spiritual hymn. Next track is Bird of Beauty. We're getting back up to the more optimistic things. Full track. It has a very Brazilian inflicted groove to it. And what I love most about this song is that it has the Brazilian drum. I think it has Bobby Hall playing the cuca, which is like a Brazilian drum. It's really played in a lot of Brazilian flavored music. Again, it's kind of like too high in the sense that he's talking about, you know, drugs, and he's talking about, well, instead of using drugs, here's another alternative. You know, you can get away, you know, and you know, take another voyage than the negative voyage of drug. Final track, unfortunately, is Please Don't Go. Again, very gospel inflicted. You know, and of course, this is a song about him yearning for his lover to not go. You know, he needs her very much, and yeah, self-explanatory. It's a great song. Very, very good way to end this album. The thing that really gets me about Fulfillingness First Finale, and one quality that really makes me go back to it all the time, is its musical variety. I mean, there's so many styles that Stevie showcases on this particular album. I mean, I don't understand why it's so overlooked in that amazing string of albums he put out during the 1970s, during probably his most commercial and critical, creative, inflicted period. This is the last album he worked with Robert McLaughlin and Malcolm Cecile as associate producers. They made up Tonto. As you all can imagine, Stevie Wonder is a genius, and he is a musical legend. Happy 40th, Fulfillingness First Finale. If you don't have this album, please get it. It's in stores, it's in your used bins. Pick it up.